What's up, real ones? Welcome to Let's View It. In this video, I'm gonna answer one of the most annoying questions I have ever heard. And that is, what is sounding black? Or what is sounding white? Or in other words, what is talking like a black person? Or what is talking like a white person? And the reason why I find this question annoying is because it should be common sense. There is no way anybody should be asking such a stupid question. But yet, people ask it. And secondly, I find it disrespectful to the black community and the black culture to ask such a dumb question. And I'm gonna break all my opinion down, but first, I'm gonna show you a video clip of someone asking this question. Now, she's saying she's asking it from an honest place and she's truly curious. Tell me if you think she's being real. So you already know. Let's view it.
So, I'm gonna say people of color, but I would prefer black people because black people tell me this the most. If you could elaborate on what it means to act or talk white. This could be considered racist. I'm fine with that. Most of the white people in my area do exhibit certain behaviors that are definitely similar to each other, but I don't think I act like that, so I don't know what it means to act or talk white.
Do you believe her? Do you really think she has no idea what people are talking about when they say she sounds white? Me personally, I don't believe her. Now, I commented on her video and asked some questions and she answered them. And according to her, her whole family's black. All her friends are black except for one white friend. So basically her story is she has very, very, very little white influence. And she's the only one in her family that sounds the way she does. And I'm calling cap on all of that. If she does live in a black community with an all black family, mostly black friends, and very little white interactions, then the only way she would sound like that is because she locks herself in a room all day and binge watches Friends. Because I can tell you right now, from a black person that grew up in the white suburbs, black people that sound white is because they live around white people. They have all white friends. They grew up in the suburbs. Now, people didn't really tell me that, but my little brother used to get it all the time when we would go see our black cousins in LA or whatever. They'd be like, "You sound white. Why do you sound white?" And then they would mock him and be like, "Dude, that's totally awesome." Now, at this time, my brother was probably like 7, 8, 9. So he was still really, really young. And throughout time as he grew up, because he's in his 40s now, he purposely tried to change the way he talked because he didn't want black people saying he sounded white. He didn't like it. It didn't make him feel good. And that's very common. That's very common for when a black person is told they sound white. It doesn't sit well with them. Now, for me, I've never really been told that I sound white, but I've been told that I don't sound like the black that they're expecting to hear. Actually, in fact, the weird thing is, I've been asked, where am I from? Because people thought I had an accent. And I'd be like, California? Now, the reason why I think people thought I talked a little bit different is because I stayed to myself all the time. I was a homebody. I didn't care about social life and all that. I just wanted to do my thing, make rap music, another thing I was really big into. And so I don't think white influence was as strong on me because I kind of stayed to myself. So that's my personal experience with the whole black sounding white thing. And let me tell you this, there's only two people that stand on that argument or like to use it. And that is black people who sound white or white people from the suburbs that sound black. White people that live in the hood that sound black, they already get it. If someone comes up to them and be like, "Hey, you don't sound white, you sound black," they're gonna be like, "I know, this is where I'm from. These are my homies." boom, boom, bing, 2 plus 2 equals 4. But if you go to a white person from the white suburbs who's trying to sound black and you tell them you're talking black or you're trying to sound black, all of a sudden the response is, how do I sound black? I can't sound like a color. That response is a defensive response. It's because you don't want to be told that you're trying to act like something you're not. Now, obviously, when white people try to act black from the suburbs, it's because they like our style. They think it's cooler. And we all know it is cooler. It just is what it is. And that's the same reason of why when a black person is told they sound white, they get offended. They don't want to be told that they sound white because what they hear is, you're saying that I sound like a nerd or I talk funny or something like that. That's what they're hearing. And the only reason why they don't like that comment is because they're not comfortable with the way they sound. They're comfortable around their white friends, but as soon as a black person comes to them and they're like, hey, you sound white, they don't like it. Just like my brother didn't like it and he tried his hardest to change it as we grew up. So when a black person gets offended and they're like, so what does sounding white mean anyways? All they should really say is, yeah, I sound white because I grew up in the suburbs and basically all my friends are white. So I talk like them. You're gonna talk like the people you grow up around. It's that simple. This is not that deep. And when a white person is trying to sound black and they're like, I can't sound like a color, they're disrespecting the black culture because you reduced a community of people to an actual color. We're not talking about the color when we say black. We're talking about people. Yeah, you can't act like a color, but you can act like a black person. And to sit there and act like you don't notice that black people talk different is just ridiculous. And there's a reason why we talk different. It's because we used to not be able to read or write. And then when we were able to read and write, guess who had to teach us to read and write? Our damn selves. So of course, we're going to read things different, say things different because we had to make it up ourselves from what we're hearing others say. Plus, we probably already had accents anyways. So you combine that, all of a sudden you get a little bit of a different slang, language, like how black people say axe instead of ask. And then people act stupid and go, why don't you just say ask instead of axe? That's like me saying to a Canadian, why don't you say house instead of hoose? Because he's Canadian and he grew up around a bunch of people saying hoose. That's why. And to act like black people don't have their own culture and their own way of speaking is just belittling and degrading them, taking away their culture and trying to erase it. You don't believe me? Then explain to me this. Can I sound like a Mexican? Hey, Holmes, one time I walked down by the river and I caught me some big fish. Wouldn't you go, why are you talking like a Mexican? Can I sound like a Chinese person? Be like water. If I talk like that and you were like, why are you sounding like you have a Chinese accent? Would I go, what is sounding Chinese anyways? If I sounded like, over here I got plenty of camel. Would you like a camel? So one day I can open a 7-Eleven. Who would you say I'm talking like? If I go, you have lost your bloody marbles? I think you're getting my point. So you can talk like every type of culture, every ethnic, except for black, because it doesn't exist. If I was born in China, all of a sudden, I would sound Chinese, but I'm a black person. Does that mean now Chinese people don't have their own way of speaking? If someone came up to me and told me I sounded Chinese, do you think I would look at them like I'm retarded and don't know what they're talking about? Like, explain that, please. The most real life example I have ever seen of someone talking like you would expect they wouldn't was I worked with a Filipino lady. And when she talked to me like this. Well, howdy there, Tyrone. Yep, I got a southern accent because I'm from Texas. This Filipino lady sounded like Sandy Squirrel. My brain just scrambled up trying to piece together how this Asian lady sounds like a Southern woman. I had a stroke right on the spot. That Texan Filipino almost killed me. She was like, wake up, Tyrone, wake up, Tyrone. I think you had a stroke. The bottom line is, you're gonna sound like the people you grow up around, like the friends you're around. It doesn't erase the other culture because of it. And my main message is this: just own who you are, be proud of who you are, be proud of where you came from. So if you're black and you're from the suburbs and you sound like a goddamn dork, just say, well, all my friends are dorks. I live in a city full of dorks, so I sound like a dork, and move the hell on. But please, comment below. Tell me what you think. Are you a black person that sounds white and don't like it? Or are you a white suburban kid trying to sound black? But at the same time, you know it's impossible to sound like a color. But no matter what color you are or what color you sound like, I'm still gonna need you to hit that bell like the hunchback. Also click that hitchhiker button and subscribe with me. And I'll see you on the next trip.
Day and night. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. All my life. Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. Can't help Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real. That's why I keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.